Of Davey Allison when he won this race 10 years ago for Ernie Irvan. And let's get more on the story right now from Bill Stevens.
Ernie has won his second Busch Pole of the year, but when you qualify, you're on the racetrack all by yourself. Here at Talladega, Ernie, you're going to need a waltzing partner to stay up front, aren't you?
Well, there's no doubt. You know, here at Talladega, you've got to have teamwork that happens, but everybody is out here to try to win this race, and you know, I don't think nobody's really going to help me, but then again, if it helps them, then they're going to help me, and I look forward to this. Talladega is one of the exciting races for the race fans, and we're looking forward to it. My wife's been sick, and I want to tell her that we love her.
We saw no caution flags in the spring race. Can that happen again today?
Yeah, sure can. You know, cautions, whenever we have a caution, it gets us bunched up. Then that creates another caution. So if we can get strung out towards the first part of the race, as long as something debris come off any of the cars, we can go caution free.
Remember, Ernie won this race back in 1992. Ken?
55 races without a win for the man who has won on this track more than anyone else, Dale Earnhardt. He is the story today. 2 seconds and a third the last 3 times out. Dale Earnhardt has enjoyed more success here at Talladega than anyone in the history of the sport with those 7 major wins. Yet Dale's most recent memories include the worst moment of his career right here in this race last year.
This CBS Sports Racing Profile is sponsored by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, the king of beers.
You could see the car, the flashes of the cars as the car was rolling. You see the other flashes of other cars hitting the car, and it was bouncing around quite a bit, and the pain was pretty sharp because I broke my shoulder in that first hit. And the danger aspect of it, you know, was pretty serious. It was pretty close to hitting home there.
As you get older and you get hurt, the window of opportunity to come back is very, very narrow, and you know that mentally.
I don't think it has an effect on me. It may without me knowing it, but I don't think it does.
On August 31st, Earnhardt mysteriously blacked out at the beginning of the race at Darlington. Doctors never found the reason for the problem.
That little situation that happened to us at Darlington, we went through a lot of tests and found out we were in great shape, in better shape than most people thought. I sort of wrote it off to that, you know, it's some kind of chemical imbalance.
You got plenty of money. Don't need that to keep racing. Is it worth the risk to keep on going?
Sure, to win. I mean, that's what we've always done. The money's never been a factor. We raced when we didn't have any.
He's the intimidator. You know, when he's at his best, watch out.
He's a dirty, rotten scoundrel.
Dale Earnhardt is bad to the bone.
He's not a guy that you want to have on your bumper here at Talladega on the last lap.
What makes you an intimidator?
Well, you know, on a given day, we're pretty tough to beat when we're right, and but if you get the car close, I can race with you and probably beat you if I'm on pretty close to equal terms or the car's close, and you know, it's been a long time since it's been that way, but it feels good to be racing like we have in the last couple of races. It feels like the old team we had.
This recent success that you've had, does that make you more content with the year and get you and the team pumped up?
No, not really. I mean, you know, we've not had a good year. And, you know, we're in the top 5 in points, and that's good. That's a competitive place to be, but we want to win some races. We still got 4 races to go, and we can win some races, and that might make the season look a little better. To end up on a winning note is what we'd like to do.
I think Dale Earnhardt is the best race driver that's ever been in a stock car. How do you feel about that?
Well, yeah, that's a big statement. I think my dad was the greatest when it comes to racers, but and Richard Petty and all these guys, and I just love to race, Ned. I don't claim to be the best. I like to win, and we've really been fortunate. We've accomplished a lot in racing, and there's a lot of guys out there on a given day who whoop your butts. And you got to work hard at it every day. I don't know that we're the best.
Will race 56 be the one in which Earnhardt turns it around? All eyes will be on number 3 today. Dick Berggren is standing by with a pit crew that stands tall behind Earnhardt.
Ken, for Earnhardt to win today, the 7 men who are seated on the wall must perform flawlessly. They are the 7 men who will jump over the wall and service Earnhardt's race car. Jimmy Elledge will do the front tires. Jerry Haley, who's seated beside him, he's going to carry those tires and index them so they fit perfectly on the hubs. Mark Armstrong is going to do the rear tires on the car. He's the guy on the right. David Rogers is going to carry him out. Armstrong is so focused on his job, he won't even put that wrench down during his entire tire change. Mike Moore, he's the man on the jack. He's a big guy. He's got to be. He's 6'4", 255 pounds. He's going to pick up this 3,400-pound stock car with one pump on the jack. His most important job, drop the car at exactly the right moment. When he drops the jack, Earnhardt knows it's time to take off. If he drops it too early, Earnhardt is liable to leave before all the lug nuts are tight. That would obviously be a problem. If he takes too long and drops it slow, well, Earnhardt wastes time on pit road, and he doesn't want to do that. Out back, Chocolate Myers and Steve Muse. Muse is the guy who catches the gas. Chocolate Myers is perhaps the most recognized face of all the men on pit road. He's been with Richard Childress for 15 years. His goal, get this nozzle right in the gas tank. These guys have performed very well in 1997. They have done a bunch of pit stops under 17 seconds. They're going to try to do that today and do it exactly right. Ken Squire.
Thank you, Dick. Coming up, Mike, Ned, and Buddy. And then we'll turn the juice on the DieHard. CBS Sports coverage of the Sears DieHard 500 continues after this message and a word from your local station.
Welcome back to Talladega, where they're getting set to start the Sears DieHard 500. Let's check with Ralph Shaheen. Excuse me. We're up here, and Ned Jarrett, two-time Grand National champion, and Buddy Baker, a 4-time winner here at Talladega, where they race 2 wide, and the fans don't even stand up. They're 3 wide all the time. Why is this place your favorite racetrack?
Well, it was built with speed in mind. It's 5 stories high in the corner. You can run 3 wide here without any problem. Close to 200 miles an hour down the straightaway. This racetrack is built for speed, and man, is it a great race.
Ned Jarrett, you've seen every race at Talladega since they built this place. It's so unique.
Yes, it is. It's very unique. A lot of things happen on this racetrack, and they happen in a hurry, Mike, but the competition is always great. More lead changes here than any other track. History has proven that. Now let's take a look at why this is such a competitive track. Start at the start-finish line, go down to turn 1, 33 degrees of banking through turns 1 and 2, down a long backstretch, 4,000 feet, a little over 3/4 of a mile, into turn 3, 33 degrees of banking here also off turn 4, then to the front stretch, which is 4,300 feet, and 18 degrees of banking through the tri-oval here and back to the start-finish line, which is the closest down to turn 1 of any of the tracks that they race on. A lot of passing done down that way. Now, how steep is 35 degrees? Well, you stood down at the bottom and looked up. It looks almost straight up. Trying to walk up and down it, and it's a tough chore to do. 33 degrees in the banking, 18 degrees on the tri-oval. Lots of places to pass on this racetrack.
It's the world's fastest speedway. It's the world's most competitive speedway. Mark Martin won the fastest 500-mile race here ever this past May, and there's a look at Mark as he gets set to go to work from starting position 31. You'll be riding along with him, one of 5 drivers that will be carrying our CBS onboard cameras today. A total of 44 views will show you from around the speedway.
DieHard 500.
Let's go trackside for the command to get this field underway.
Trim it here.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Coming up, the start of the Sears DieHard 500 from Talladega after this.